Today we're breaking down one of the most iconic moments in NFL history. Let's get after it. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. So when we get up to the ball, we're about to snap it right now. We look across the field and we can see this. That's telling us we're going to get pure man coverage, right? We've been getting that for a while this game. We know it's coming. Everybody else knows it's coming. For sure, you're not going to fool this guy, right? He's taking off here. He's taking off here, right? They're playing their deep halves. They're going to be over top. So these DBs can be a little bit more aggressive, right? Because they know that they have help over the top. So if we get man coverage, what do? Well, you need to have routes that run away from people. So you're not going to see a curl route, right? You're not going to see something like this, right? This would be a little curl flat combination. This doesn't run away from people. You need routes that actually run away from people. So what we're going to get is a dragon concept. This is a slant flat, and then you're going to get a variation of that up here, but he's going to end up turning this up and wheeling this down the sidelines. Now he's going to be splitting the safeties. So from a coordinator's perspective, what you do, it's 1st and 10 right now. There's no panic for us to do anything crazy. We're not forced to take a shot. So we have this down here as a safety net. If we get any type of pressure, if we just really like the look, we can go ahead and take that slant right here. But these guys have been playing great coverage all day long. You can see even right now, their man coverage is tight, right? So they're not going to give up anything to us in that situation. So when we talk about the play design, we have this here. And now what we could do, realistically, what we could do is we could end up having this guy kind of run a pick route and this receiver running a wheel. Right, so we could have a pick and a wheel, a spot wheel, something like that. And that would really put this safety in a little bit of a situation where he's got to sprint over here. And if you actually watch him, the threat of that is going to get this guy to sprint over and clear out the middle of the field, which is really what Brady is trying to attack right now anyways. So you can see his eyes. He's going to stare at the snap. Brady's going to stare over to the left here and make this safety get here, right? Because of that threat of this route. He's going to have to get here, or the threat of a fade, either one. But he's got to get out and void the middle of the field. Now, if we look up top, essentially what we have is going to be a stretch. We have a vertical route in here, and we have this guy, he's about to break and run a vertical here. So this is the stretch that we have. So all we need to do is look at this safety. So what exactly is Brady going to be looking at? At the point where he's breaking, and he's going to make his decision right now. He's already made it. He's done his little first hitch. So what he's looking at is if this guy is going to be stacked over top of Edelman right here, if he were just 3 to 4 yards closer this way towards that logo, then he's stacked over, and then this throw becomes much harder. He's going to have to bend it even more. But because this safety is wider, he's, 4 to 5 yards outside of Edelman, he can bend it and run it in here. So he's outside leverage. That gives us the green light to go ahead and make that throw. Now, the tricky thing is we have to beat this guy, right? And he's doing a good job. He's using all the tools in the toolbox. If we watch Edelman's route here, watch this little hop that he makes right there. Boom, boom. So that is a tempo change, right? If we watch this route full speed, you see that little hop that he's making? That is a nice tempo change. That's going to give us the ability to potentially break away from this guy. That is a tool in the toolbox. And guys like him, they were famous for their route running, their craftiness. So this is a tool in the toolbox that he can use, all right, to be able to break away from this guy. Now, he does a great job with the coverage here and almost walks away with a game-winning interception, right? And then we look at this play as a totally different thing, okay? Then I'm doing a completely different video right now. But he does a good job, gets here, gets his hands on the ball, and then the rest is history. We know what happens here. This is an unbelievable play, right? Backyard football style type of stuff here, okay? So that's pretty cool. But let's say, for example, if this guy were stacked over the top here, what would end up happening? Well, Brady would see this, right? And he would most likely throw up a jump ball over here, right? Because this is a big tight end, right? We can always just throw it high and outside, and then we have the potential to actually take that. Now let's go ahead and look at this from a protection standpoint. So we've got these 4 rushers right in here, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to hit a big on big protection. They're going to end up having a stunt with this guy looping in, okay? Center is going to be looking over to the right side. Why is that? Because this dude was a troublemaker in this game, right? This is Jarrett. He had a couple of sacks and was just terrorizing Brady all day long, and he probably would have here if he didn't get the help from the center. If we look at the backside here, these two pick this stunt up really well. A lot of details that go into this. This communication here, they pass it off. 77 doesn't overset. Once he realizes this guy is slanting back in, he tightens back up, right? He's going to tighten back up to make sure he picks up this defensive tackle, and the guard is able to pass that over and pick up this dude right here, creating a really nice pocket for him, right? But if you eliminate this, there's a possibility, let's say this stunt comes in, because they had this earlier in the game where they didn't follow, they didn't pass it off, he came in and then immediately got a sack. And then that completely destroys this entire play. And then this one right here, we know this. This is one of the most memorable moments in sports history. And if you don't pick this stunt up, okay, it seems trivial, you don't pick up this one little stunt. It's all these details that go together, right? If you don't pick that up, none of this happens, right? So that's the cool thing about American football here as a sport here. There's so many details, so many people working together, everyone doing their own job in order to make one little thing happen. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'll be doing some more videos just like this, breaking down other concepts from NFL history in the future. I'll see you guys in the next one.